give you some space. I think for me, what Ateta should do is almost like what you said, in the sense that I want to keep Saka and Martinelli as high as possible. Then detail the first 10 minutes. Don't do tiki-taka. Trace some long balls to Saka and Martinelli. Give Madrid something to think about. Let them also worry about their back. So that they start to worry, hey, you can't leave only Martinelli and Vasquez. You cannot expose Alaba with just the...
Watch Transit TV right now.
I'm Tochku Michael. Keep watching Transit TV.
Transit TV back again. It's a huge week for Arsenal, huge week for Arteta, huge week for the team and the fans. It's going to be a banner boy in Spain on Wednesday. All roads leads to Spain. Real Madrid, I'm sure you already know, are planning big things to turn this one around after going down 3-0 in England against Arsenal. For the past, how many years now? It's going to be at least not less than 6 years. Arsenal have not been to this level. In fact, they played semi-finals last 2006, if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong. So it's really a huge game coming up. Back to the studio. Good to see you, bro. And I don't know if you have managed to come out of that euphoria of this 3-0 win last week.
Oh, yeah, thank you. It's good to be back on Transit. Euphoria lasted just about 24 hours before I started worrying about the second leg. So, so I guess the major euphoria will be on Wednesday if we beat. I hope we'll beat and eliminate Real Madrid. Then it will be quite euphoric for me.
Yes. So let's get straight into it. How do you see? How are you looking at this one? How should Arsenal approach this game? What do you think is the way out for Arteta and his boys?
You know what? I've swayed between pretty much just packing the balls and defending the goal for the 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes of the game. I've swayed between doing that and actually attacking Real Madrid and trying to impose ourselves. You know, the hype that I've seen around this game, I've been following football for a long time. Fabrizio Romano releases, I would say, almost every hour. He releases something that one Real Madrid player said or something that one newspaper said about Real Madrid. Everything centered around this game. New lights, new rooftop for the stadium, new anthem by the Tifos, by the Ultras, new reception for the Real Madrid players when they get to the stadium. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of quotes from all kinds of players. And so, which really adds to the whole frenzy around the game.
Yeah.
You know, but you know what, the more I think about it, actually I ran into a blogger today, a video blogger that came to the practice where I took my son for practice. And the guy said that he's an Arsenal fan. And he asked me, I mean, what do you think about the game? And it suddenly dawned on me that this Arsenal side has been in the making for 4 years, going on 5. Yeah, these guys have had all kinds of disappointments. They've been ridiculed. They've missed out on major trophies that they had almost in their grasp. And they've fought and fought, and they've built brick by brick by brick by brick until they've gotten to where they are now. And I believe, you know it, in the time body of work, if you've worked hard and you've prepared, when you come to that moment, your preparation will show, right? So that's my hope. My hope. I'm not concluding on anything because of the reputation that Real Madrid has, the capabilities we know they have in their squad. But my club that I support, the manager that I support, and the players I support have been on a journey. They've put in a lot of work, and they've earned the right to play this second leg of this quarterfinal. So their hard work will pay off. I'm very convinced that it will.
For me, I completely agree with you, but I'm going to bring it down to these two teams eventually because, like I always say, I know it's getting boring now. And okay, so like I said, there's this guy and girl that used to play for Aston Villa so many years ago. He used to say that the truth about football, that there's no truth in football. If you do well today, they say you're the best. Tomorrow, they say you're the worst. So what I'm trying to say, I'm bringing it down to these two teams, and all this noise about Real Madrid being the comeback kings has mainly only been in games. They are rubbish first half or something. Second half, they come back, they win. And if you really want to look at it objectively, it's not as if they do anything special. It's just that the teams they play against just don't score their chances. And once a game is open, Madrid have the players that can do magic in one moment and the team will just turn around. So it's not because that's the way they play. No, it's just, for me, Madrid has been lucky the last 3 seasons. I know some people will say, hey, this guy is talking trash, but that's what it has been. Against Dortmund, Dortmund had like 5 chances to finish them off in first half. They didn't score those goals because Madrid was fantastic. Madrid defended very well, just because they just didn't take their chances. And like you mentioned, Arsenal is different. This Arsenal team can defend, they can also attack. As long as you have your dilemma for Arsenal, it's the same thing with Madrid. They're not going to know yet, though, because there are 3 goals down, you can say they only have one option to attack Arsenal. But they should also be aware that if Arsenal scores 1 goal, they need to score 5 to win, which makes it even more difficult. So they're also going to be in that wave of maybe first 15 minutes, just push and see if you can get a goal. But you also run the risk of exposing yourself behind. If you bring the game down, where it's going to be played, Arsenal won that first leg because of mainly our midfield, the energy of Declan Rice, Thomas Partey's mastery, and Odegaard's slickness. Then, of course, the energy, the additional body that Merino dropped in the midfield for Arsenal made it difficult for, of course, a 40-year-old Luka Modric to cope with. You only have Camavinga and Bellingham usually assists, usually doubles off, helps out Vinicius and Rodrigo up front. So he was more concerned with the midfield and they couldn't go forward. So now, coming into this game, playing at home, Ancelotti might have to risk bringing Valverde into the midfield to give them some energy and some pace as well. But what's going to happen, you're going to expose Vasquez to deal with Martinelli. I don't know if it's a gamble that anybody wants to take. So it's a game of chess. It's going to be difficult for both managers to actually know what is going to work. The only advantage that Madrid has is that their backs are already on the floor. So they have one choice: get the goals or get out. Then Arsenal have 2: defend what you have, or things can go south. That's the only issue I see. But if you break it down, how these 2 teams play and what have been happening within the last few seasons, like you said about Arsenal, what they have done, so coming until they got to this spot, it's going to be really very colossal for Arsenal to lose the 3 goals lead and lose this tie. That's the way I see it. Not because I support Arsenal, but objectively speaking, this team has been strong defensively. In Europe, they've not considered more than 2 goals, both home and away. They have gone away to difficult grounds and got results. This team went to Inter Milan earlier in the season and only lost to a very suspicious penalty, which was the only goal they considered, I think, all through the group stage until the last game they played against, open goal? PSV. Exactly. So, yeah, I'm not worried about that. But again, it's a big stage. Sometimes some moments can happen first 5 minutes, first 40 seconds of the game, and you start to panic. So what do you think Arteta should do?